everyone, welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today's Tuesday, and this morning I received a great email from someone asking me to talk about the benefits I got from quitting smoking. And I love this question because I loved where this person was coming from. This person herself or himself is trying to quit smoking, and instead of focusing on sort of the negative and the scare tactics, this person decides to focus on the positive. What are the benefits from it? How does someone's life transform when they let go and get beyond self-destructive habits, self-destructive patterns, and just self-destructive actions in our daily life? And it doesn't really have to do with cigarettes. It has to do with having things in your life that are not allowing you to sort of manifest your highest potential. Okay, that sometimes we hold on to certain patterns in our life, whether it's smoking, whether it's overeating, drinking. It could be just negative thoughts, or lack of self-esteem, or fear, or anxiety. There's certain things in our lives that hold us back from truly being who we want to be, or truly being able to reach our highest potential. Because a lot of times, one thing that I've come to realize over the years is that, a lot of times we don't even have a clue as to how far we can take our life, or what we can do with our life, or how happy we really can be. A lot of times it's, we might even be scared to be too happy, or we might be scared to reach our dreams or to go for our dreams because it's the unknown. And for me, for so many years, I had a lot of bad habits, a lot of negative addictions, to things that were destroying my health, or thought patterns that were destroying my self-esteem, or all sorts of stuff. And it drains you. It takes the life out of you. And the one thing that I realized when I started to let go of these negative addictions and negative habits and patterns in my life was that my life just became lighter and lighter and lighter. And there was less guilt and less inner talk in my head of always feeling bad about doing bad things to myself, or trying to hide these bad things in my life, or feeling really ashamed of them, or always just trying to overcome them. It's suddenly the moment that I let go of negative and self-destructive patterns in my life, it's it frees up the energy to be able to do other things, because you're not just constantly thinking and planning and trying to move through something. You've just let go of it and you've moved on from it. And suddenly it's your world opens up, and it's a beautiful thing, because it's you get to now explore things in your life that you never even knew were there. And for me, that was a huge thing, was that it felt like the weight was finally taken off my shoulders. And I see how working through a lot of the negativity in my life, that it really allows me to face myself as well, and not to, a lot of times we do things we become addicted to things in order to sort of avoid things about ourselves, we either, let's say someone is drinking, or someone's smoking cigarettes, or doing drugs, or overeating. All these things, they're distraction from ourselves. And, there's something, it's this deep down fear of being with ourselves, that we'd rather do anything but be with ourselves. So why not, numb out with the food? Why not numb out or check out with the drugs or the alcohol, or, whatever it is? It's why not just distract ourselves from what's really going on? And the beauty of finally just stopping and being okay, let me just let go of this stuff, and let me just face what it is I'm so scared of. And a lot of times we realize it's not such a big deal anyway. We we're so scared of certain things, of being with ourselves or facing certain things in our life. But when we finally do face these things, it's like, you know, you kind of are like, whoa, you know, this is not as bad as I thought it would be, you know. And of course there's adjustment time, and there is a time of having to go through the things. But, you know, when you come out on the other side, it's like your whole life is just so much lighter. You know, it's like a lot of times people don't realize how heavy the baggage that they're carrying on their shoulders really is. You know, and I know this from my own self-experience. You know, baggage can be pretty heavy, and when you're carrying it for so many years, you don't even realize that it's there until one day you do something differently, and it suddenly it becomes lifted, and you're just like, wait a minute, you know. It's kind of like the expression of living in a sewer and thinking it smells like a rose garden. You know, the longer you're in there, you get used to the stench, and it's only until you leave the sewer that you're just, and you get fresh air, that you're just like, wait a minute, I've been living in this foul area, you know, all these years without even knowing it, you know, and accepting it for as it just being, you know, this is life. So the main benefit of letting go of any kind of self-destructive habit or behavior is the opportunity really to free yourself, you know, to really be free, to be able to experience life the way you want to. You know, I don't think there's anyone that chooses to be addicted to anything. No one really, you know, no one wakes up one day and is like, I want to, you know, take up an addiction. You know, it happens. It's something that, you know, we either made choices when we were young, or when we were in sort of a weak emotional point in our life, or at a point when, you know, a lot of things were going on that we gravitated towards things that comfort us. And unfortunately, we kind of held on to those things, and later on couldn't give them up. So it's, you know, it's when you can finally let go of any kind of self-destructive behavior, you know, it's like you're taking back your life. You're taking back full control of your life. You're taking back the choices in your life. And you realize that at every moment you have a choice, you know, it's yes or no. Whereas when you're addicted to something, you never have a choice. You know, it's always yes, yes, yes. No matter how much inside of you, in your spirit, it says no, no, no. It's, you know, you're addicted. So it's like you're a slave to whatever it is. And, you know, I think the main thing is like, I think most people can relate to this, of something that at some point or another, they let go of something in their life that was not doing them any good. And that feeling of relief. And I think when we remember something that we've gone through, and something that we've overcome, and something that we've been able to move beyond, you know, it's still empowering. It will always be empowering. And a lot of times, if you can remember that time that you overcome something, use that empowerment, use that energy, use that knowing deep down inside that, like, you know, if you can do that, you can do anything. And carry that in order to break those other habits. You know, that there's always things that we can work on, and there's always things that we can strengthen, you know, but by focusing on the positive and really knowing where you want to go, you know, then you're halfway there, okay, much closer than when, you know, your head is in the clouds and you're just hoping one day things will change, okay, but you got to know where you're going in order to get there. So that's my little tip for today. I am wishing you guys the most fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!